All right, it's Thursday, February 29, the great year 2024, and we're here to talk some Big Ten basketball about Purdue's opponents. I'll be doing a video later, uh, today or tomorrow, about Purdue Michigan State upcoming and looking at it with some detail and having some thoughts about it before it happens. Last night, you had, look behind me at the wall, all the bricks. You had more bricks in the Northwestern Maryland game that were on this wall. It was just, wow, what pitiful. 68-61 Northwestern wins because they hit 28 out of 31 free throws. Really very good free throwing. A lot of rebounding because there were a lot of misses on both teams. And it was a game that Maryland really playing at home had a chance, I thought, to win. Anytime that Boo Booey plays 39 minutes and goes 4 of 13. All those magic dunk quick shots he makes were just not going in. That was a good time. He got 12 points. That was a time you'd think, well, this is when you can take down Northwestern. But they had a lot of other people who stood up and just hit free throw after free throw after free throw after free throw, and they hung in there and they won. So good for you, Northwestern. Uh, it's probably the way most people thought it would go. Following that, what you can say is you move on to the other game, which was exactly the opposite. You had Minnesota and Illinois, and I, of course, was rooting for Minnesota. I looked at it and I said, Minnesota can rise up and beat this team. They can score 90 plus points, and they can beat Illinois if they can hold them to, 85, play a little defense, which Minnesota has done on occasion. Well, I was dead wrong. Minnesota scored 97, which ought to be enough to win a game or get you into an overtime. They gave up 105. A lot of shooting, a lot of really pretty good shooting. Let me look here quickly. Minnesota shot 70% of its three-pointers. They hit 14 out of 20. You surely ought to win a game doing that. But, Illinois only hit 10 of 22. But what they did do is they hit their free throws. They rebounded better. They got more shots. So Illinois worked hard on the offense, kind of ignored the defense, and they came up with the win. So you have to look at it and say, okay, offense wins. Now I'm seeing some crazy stuff because, like you, I listen to a lot of these sporting basketball vlogs after the game, recaps, and they're saying things like, "Is Illinois now a Final Four team?" The answer to which is no. They're going to the tournament. They might be a threat. Maybe they'll play a little defense in the Big Ten tournament and get into the championship game even. They're going to be seeded second. Uh, do I think that they'll get to the Final Four, or even the Elite Eight? No. I think they may have a shot at the Sweet 16, depending on who they draw. If they draw a real tough off defensive team that has a little bit of offense, no, they're not going anywhere. They've had a good season. You got to respect them. You got to realize that they can come out and just go to that rim, but I don't think they're going to go to the Final Four. So the answer is no. looking at looking at the upcoming games and what's coming up tonight. Uh, it shouldn't be quite as painful to watch. We've got a couple of games. We've got Nebraska playing at Ohio State. Normally, you'd go look at it and say, well, Ohio State really has struggled. Nebraska, Nebraska's what, third or fourth in the Big Ten right now? Who'd have believed? But Nebraska on the road is not Nebraska at home. Something happens. I have a lot of theories about what that something is, but we'll just let that pass for right now. Ohio State has shown some signs of life under its interim coach. And I suspect the storyline, if they could beat Nebraska and win another game this season after that, will be, should they keep their interim coach? I don't know. Maybe he'll have earned it. Maybe he won't have. But looking at it seriously, I'm going to go with Ohio State because I think they can get hot and hit a few threes, and I think they'll play enough defense. And Nebraska just is really nothing on the road. So that's my thought there. Michigan at Rutgers is the second game of the evening, and this should be Brick City, uh, tough defense, only spurts of offense. I'm going to go with Rutgers on this one and root for Rutgers because I think Michigan is in turmoil and needs some encouragement to make some changes. I think that's a hard thing to say for Michigan people to hear. Something's not right there. I don't think it's going to get fixed by waiting another season. I think it comes down to your key personnel, and I think your head coach is struggling with something now. I have no clue what it is, no inside information. It's just uh, this is a guy who looks like he's on the edge. Maybe season off will make a difference, but I don't see it. Well, that's the Big Ten today. In then my next podcast or so, I'm going to talk in depth, kind of go over position by position what I think Michigan State and Purdue will be like. I'm going to take some time and look at it. Um, I get two comments so far. One of them is, "What's wrong with your mic or your voice?" And the answer is, "It's not my mic, it's my voice. I had some health issues earlier in the year, and I'm doing fine, but my voice has never come back." Everybody who I run into, who I've seen for a while, says, what's going on with your voice? You used to be kind of a baritone. It's gone. I don't know that it'll ever come back. So this is what you get. A really nice new mic wouldn't help very much. No, like me, you're going to have to live with it. Finally, well, we'll just let things go. You're not going to hear from me on points and odds and how to bet. I don't believe in it. I think it's a rigged game against you as a fan. I think everybody connected with sports right now is out to get you and separate you from your money. I will make the general observation that right now it's gambling, not gaming, gambling money that's fueling all sports, not just men's basketball. And I think you ought to think about that before you place your next bet. And certainly, if you do bet and you enjoy it and you can afford to lose it, well, good. You can't afford to lose it, don't bet. That's it. Have a good one.